The sound is good if you get it right.
Yeah, like the festive muffs, if you call them.
Yeah, muffs.
Muffs.
Festive muff is my porn name. I bought a $5 like rainbow pack, so I have other colors too. But these have been doing so well. The red and the green that
They look like they're holding up.
Yeah, which I'm also red green colorblind, so maybe there's some symbolism there. Some innate symbolism.
I just feel like I'm talking into a clown's nose right now.
Yeah, clown dick. You're getting ready.
Clown dick, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Human Interaction Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Hambone Hambleton, and I'm sitting down today with a Lancaster comedian, Kyle Shahan.
What up, what up?
How's it going, man?
It's going okay.
Cool. Yeah, we're sitting down for an interview here, or whatever you want to call it, a chit chat, the gift of gab.
As long as it's not an intervention.
No, there's only one of me here, and I'm not sure which one of us would be the one being intervened with. So you seem to be better at your substance control than I am at this point. So
I'm just really good at quitting things.
Yeah,
that's all it really comes down to.
Nice. I'm jealous because I'll keep doing something until it kills me. Mm-hmm. Whether that's fucking a drug or comedy or chasing after love and companionship, I'll do it until it kills me. Yeah. We're hanging out for a little bit before we head over to a show at the Lizard Lounge that Kyle's actually on. Sounds like it'll be a fun show for sure.
I'm slightly terrified of the whole concept.
So. Yeah, it is an interesting concept. One that the only thing that would frighten me more than that, I think, was a show that they used to do in Philly called Digital Graffiti. That was just a terrifying experience.
What was the premise of that one?
I'm not sure if I actually talked about it on here or not, but Digital Graffiti was a show that Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker used to run. And basically what they did was they had a panel of comedians who would talk shit on the comedian on stage, like during their set. But the way they did it was through a group chat that they projected on screens on either side of the comedian on stage. And if you're on stage, you can't see these screens because just the way they're positioned. And then, so these guys in the back would be on a group chat, like anonymous group chat. It would just be like person 1, 2, 3, whatever. And they just talk shit in text, like back and forth while you're trying to do your set.
Weird laugh breaks.
Dude, it was miserable. I did it, and I'm glad I did. It was kind of, back in the day, it was kind of like a rite of passage for Philly comedy. If you can get through Digital Graffiti, like, all right, you're cool.
Okay.
But it was, so when I did it, I walked out on stage, I hadn't said a word. Within like 2 seconds, the audience was fucking losing it. So so I just grabbed the mic, and I never sit down on stage. Like, I sat on the stool. I was just like, Jesus Christ. Okay, we're gonna get through this. Just do your set. And I tried to tell like some like not necessarily like a sad story, but it was like and not necessarily anti-comedy, but it was like deep, like you had to pay attention to it. And it talked about things like substance abuse and shit like that. Yeah. And so I'm trying to do that while they were like talking shit on me. And then there would be like lulls in the laughter where I'm like just talking. And then in the middle of me, like not just like setting up, just uproarious laughter. It's just oh my God. It was torture. It was torture, but it was worth it for sure.
Yeah. I'm a little worried. So like the concept for this one is, it's what is it, 6 comedians, I think. It's me, Knockboy, Elizabeth Norman, Chris Fry and Audrey, so 5. And then in between each of our sets, there's a lotto set for anybody who wants to put their name in a lottery. They do sets in between.
Oh, okay.
But the sets normally, like, so you do like a normal, like 5 to 6, and then 3 minutes after, the judges, who are a panel found off Craigslist.
Yeah, that's the key here.
Yeah. Not non-comedians.
Non-comedian judges who were found through a Craigslist ad.
So basically 3 wild cards on stage with microphones, and then I think Kurt Griffith, another local comedian, is also on the judges panel. So you have like one insight, like one comedian actually giving like criticisms.
Right.
But it's basically opened up for like they're supposed to give you feedback as like a select like demographic like found on the internet through like a questionnaire, and then Kurt as like the comedian on stage, like on like the panel, and then all of the comedians sit behind you and they give feedback as well. Or what I've been told is prepare to defend yourself.
Oh, wow. Like during your set, they're going to be giving you feedback?
Yeah. Oh, no, after the set's done.
Okay.
So you do your set, then they give you feedback or they roast you. And then apparently they open up to the audience. So this will be interesting. I don't think I'm going to put my name in the lottery, to be honest. I mean, I don't think it'll be too bad, but it's just, I know my humor is, it's stoner humor, but I don't smoke.
Right. Well, yeah, you're pretty deadpan and dry in your delivery too. So
yeah, it's low energy. Trying to work on that, but also just the criticisms that I know I'll get. Like, it's just like, stop looking at your feet. Like, what was the last thing that you said there? Like, you just ate the microphone. Like, you know, like, seem happy to be here.
Yeah, well, that's a big one.
Yeah, no.
That's a big one. Seem happy to be here.
Oh, man. I used to get that with, like, old employers. I used to work for a window washing company. And it was very small company. It was the boss and then, like, a younger guy who was, like, kind of like an assistant manager. And then I was the only employee.
Oh, okay.
And, during the interview process, I just remember the owner of the business was just like, hey, like, completely off the record, this has nothing to do with you getting the job. Are you religious? And I was like, like, off the record? Absolutely not. Like, like, I'm a pretty big atheist. And he was just like, oh, man, you really just seem like you like have a sunny disposition about you. And just like, I wanted to die for a while, and I just don't want to die anymore. And
right, yeah, that'll do it for you, to be sure.
Yeah, but it was like every morning where I was just like, man, I'm just walking into these $1 million homes, washing people's windows, and the guy was just like, one of these could be yours one day. I'm like, I don't think this is how this is gonna work. Like, I don't think this is how I'm gonna get my millions.
Right, not washing windows, that's for sure. Yeah.
At least not washing windows for somebody. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know how much you. I imagine if you're paying somebody to come into your house to wash your windows,
you're doing pretty well for yourself. Yeah.
So,
although I don't know. Again, I've never looked into it. Maybe I can afford window washers. Shit,
I'll wash your windows.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay you.
Just give me a cigarette.
Nice.
Give me a cigarette. Get me out of the cold for a little bit.
Let me know if you need to, like, take a break and go outside or anything because of the cat. I didn't realize. I thought
no. Okay, it's fine.
I thought I had asked you about that before we scheduled this, because I don't have to do this here. Obviously,
no. It's fine. I only time I ever really felt it was when I quit smoking. That was the only time. Yeah. No, it was a really fun conversation I had with my doctor after 2 asthma attacks in a week.
Yeah, you're like, but I quit smoking. I don't know what's going on. What the hell? I did what you told me to do.
They were just like, did you make any life changes? Like, well, I quit smoking, and like the doctor just like me was like, oh shit.
Yeah. So as your doctor, I have to prescribe you cigarettes now, so you can be around cats.
So that was funny. He was just like, so the funny thing is, these inhalers you've been buying that are like way more than cigarettes? They do the same thing that cigarettes do plus cancer. I'm just like, well, I'm gonna go back on this for a little bit.
Yeah, or minus cancer, basically. Is what you meant.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. He was getting like generic shit, so
Yeah.
it could have get something else. Who knows?
Right.
I don't know what you get from
Inhalers. Yeah.
Like,
They're steroids, so you get like super strong. Like your lungs are just jacked. They're fucking like. They're pushing kids up against the wall, stealing their lunch money.
Yeah, but then I get roid rage and I have balls and I get boobs. That's a plus.
Boobs are nice, man.
Yeah,
I enjoy mine thoroughly. I saw an ad. You know those like what is that shit called? Wish.
Yeah.
Like the random fucking shit that is like, hey, buy this.
Yeah, here's an Xbox 360 for $5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It'll take 3 years to get to your door, and it might just be the case.
Right.
So I saw one of those ads because like they're always weird. It's like I don't know how they do the targeting on that, like how they figure out what their target audience is.
I try to throw off my advertising algorithm.
Yeah,
I'll go on Craigslist or like anything, look up like motorcycle parts or like just motorcycles, and then I'll get down like it's a weird rabbit hole of just like looking up like U.S. military surplus items. But then it'll be like Google searches like
for
I mean like now it's kind of falling into line where I feel like I'm just getting a lot of like I got like an excessive amount of like mossy oak and real tree.
Yeah.
And I think it only has to do with I've been looking up a military sleep system, a bunch of camping supplies, and I've been Googling like what's going on with Iran right now.
And so like, oh, this dude soon you're gonna get guns too. They're gonna start throwing guns in there.
Yeah, Remington's popped up at least once or twice where they're just
militia training seminars. Yeah.
Well, it's like I don't know. I'm not like a prepper.
Yeah,
I just want to be I want to be prepared in like different ways, like
just in case, right?
Yeah,
but not
like after Trump got elected, I was watching a lot of like it was weird because like like at the time, a very different time in my life, I was like freshly divorced.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forget that.
You were married. Yeah, I was married. I was freshly divorced. I moved back in with my folks. I was just trying to find things to like keep myself occupied. So like, my cousin, she played for a club soccer team.
Okay.
And it was like youth, well, it was like 16-year-olds.
Okay.
Like, so like just getting into high school, just leaving middle school.
Yeah.
And I played soccer for a long, long time, and I really like it. I really liked playing it when I was playing more. And I don't know, like it was weird because like my brother has played and coached, and his now fiance is the coach of the Millersville girls team.
Oh, okay.
And so I was just like, yes. Sure, like I talked to my uncle, he was the assistant coach, and I talked to the head coach, and I just came out. Like they initially just needed me for like tryouts,
okay,
just as like somebody to like spot players and just be like, oh, this person worked really well.
Yeah, you were a talent scout.
Yeah, I was talent scout.
Yeah.
So we all did that, and then they asked me to like come back and just help out because they had been so far out of playing that like it was hard for them to explain things, so they needed somebody to show them.
Okay.
And I was still able-bodied enough to do that. So I had all of that going on. So I was looking up like soccer clinic stuff, and they had like demonstrations, and then that like somehow like led like I mean like I was on YouTube for like 2 hours.
As is wont to happen for sure. Yeah. You just get stuck in a rabbit hole.
So you just go down a YouTube hole, and then I ended up like looking up like one of the like suggested pages is like Army Ranger teaches like first responders like active shooter like rescue. And it was just this Army Ranger in a soccer field, and they had all of like like these like big burly guys, like
Yeah.
all standing in a circle, and the guy was just showing them how to like drag out people out of situations who may be unconscious, and like the one was like a tuck and roll,
Okay.
and it looked like a wrestling move. Like,
Yeah.
it was literally like they were like, all right, I need a guy who has got a little bit of weight to him. I might break your ribs. I was like, all right, you got me. Like I'm focused.
I'm watching.
Focused,
Yeah.
And he ran up from like the guy was like starfish sprawled out. And he ran in and like forward like rolled like onto the guy's like gut and grabbed his leg and like in one motion just forward rolled, grabbed his leg and like had him up like on his shoulders when he stood
like a
back
fireman
up.
carry.
Yeah, in a fireman carry when he stood up. And he did it with like a small guy at first. He was like, you could do this with anybody though. And then like, so he picked like the 400-pound dude over in the side and did it and like kind of struggled but still did it. And I was just like, this is useful information.
Yeah.
So like now it went from like watching all these soccer clinics
to like survival skills.
Yeah, to like, it's like, what happens if there is an active shooter and I need to get like everybody out? So like, I just, that one was the coolest one, but I've yet to ever have to use it. I don't want anything to happen, but I like kind of want like,
well, yeah, because now you have these skills that you acquired, and you're like, well, the only time I'm going to be able to use this is if something bad happens. So,
well,
like,
either that or if like just some drunk person is passed out in the middle of the road, and like you're just like cars are honking and no one's helping, and just run across.
Here comes Kyle, just forward roll, fucking fireman carry. Got it, everybody. We're good.
That guy's a hero. It's like just me. I'm just like, I just really wanted to do this once. Like. I want this useless information to turn into useful information. I don't know.
Yeah. So did that give you any weird like wish? You think that's where the like camo stuff started coming from? Like the weird targeting algorithms.
The camo stuff came from like so. A lot of my friends are not white guys.
Oh, okay, very woke. Cool.
Yeah. No, a lot of my friends are
white women, right?
No, a lot of like two of my best friends are both women, and they're like very involved in like LGBTQ like coalition
right.
and like safe spaces and like woke shit. For
nothing wrong with it as long as you don't fucking treat people like shit because you think you're better than them.
Exactly.
Right?
And like, but that's how I've always kind of treated. Like, I feel like all of my friends, like, we talk about politics, and I feel like at one point, like I can never stop myself from playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like Trump at all.
Right.
And I will never defend Trump. And like, but like, I will defend voters of Trump for sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean,
I'm just like, it's like, look, they just fell into the trap of like the media ploy, like,
right,
and
right.
like also like I have to backpedal on that because like that's part of the media.
Oh, okay.
So just like it's not everybody. Like the local news is fine. Like they're pretty non-biased in most times.
It's actually true. I've noticed that, especially during this like election cycle in the past, presidential term, it's local news. Depending on which station you're watching, but even so, local news is pretty much like news reporting. Yeah. It's not like a lot of commentary on stuff. They're telling you like, oh yeah, there's a severe accident on 222, blah blah blah.
Yeah, no, they're just like I feel like local news is trying to stay out of it as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, and I've even noticed that the national scope of NPR has been like really disappointing in the past, over the past 4 years or so.
Yeah.
Not only like covering politics, but like stuff they put out about like marijuana legalization and all that kind of stuff. It's been disappointing. But our local NPR affiliate, WITF, like I still listen to them a lot, and they're very non-biased because they're the mid-state affiliate, so...
I mean, PA is like that weird state, though.
Well, we're pure purple. We're not a red or blue. We're split right down the middle.
Well, we're normally like, in the actual electoral, like in the like actual like what is that? The electoral college.
Yeah.
We're normally red, and I think that's just because like we have like Philly and Pittsburgh.
Right. Well, some of the other
Like Philly and Pittsburgh tend to be like, that's like, you hit those pockets where like Philly's massive.
Right.
I've never really spent much time in Pittsburgh, but Philly's,
I haven't either, but it's a cool
Right.
city. The times I've been there, I liked it.
right.
But,
Like they're two pockets of like left hand thinking, and then
Right.
like you have like small towns where
Yeah.
it's like Lancaster, I think
well, Lancaster County is usually red, but the city itself
Right.
is like very, very blue. If that's how you want to,
like it's I don't feel like it's like you have like the spectrum, like you have like when you're in the city, like you'll run into like the really, really far left.
yeah.
And then like when you're outside of the city, like in the boonies, like that's where you hit the far right. But there's
Yeah.
like
It's the same as any populated area. That's how
right
where
right.
there are more people, and I think that has to do with how many people you have to interact with on a daily basis. You know,
Right.
like if you're even in here, like Lancaster's not like a giant city, but you know, there's
No.
like 70,000 people that live in the city.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, there's a decent amount of people that, and I feel like the what I run into the most is a lot of people are just disinterested.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you can see that from there's a great graphic. I'll probably share it with this now since we're talking about it. But there's a great graphic that someone did for a blog. It's just called "The United States of Apathy," and it shows if you counted abstention from voting as a vote for no one.
Yeah.
No one would, like, the candidate no one would have won the 2016 election
Yeah.
by a like they would have had like 400 electoral votes or something like that.
I was so that was a hard one. This past election was a hard one because it was just like I didn't want to vote.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't either. I voted against what I thought was either way. Voting in that election, I think I felt it was against my better interest, but I did what everybody told me I was supposed to do, and I voted against Trump. You know.
Yeah, but it's.
And I did it begrudgingly. I will say that I did that shit begrudgingly. I didn't want to vote for Hillary either, but I did,
Like,
because
like I remember
yeah.
because I first voted in the McCain Obama election.
Okay, I was Romney Obama is the first time I voted.
Yeah, mine was McCain Obama, and I miss an election like that because
that was like an actual
like
two people who respected each other, had opposing views,
exactly.
but yeah, the country wasn't on the brink of civil war when because of McCain Obama, you know.
But it's like
it's weird to me.
It was two candidates that were more or less moderate. Like they were kind of like Obama was. I feel like was more left.
Yeah, and McCain's definitely more right as well.
No, I feel like Obama may have they were probably it was literally like, do you want somebody with like left or right leaning opinions?
Yeah, well, I mean, John McCain was pretty much a conservative hero until fucking until now the narrative has completely changed.
Yeah.
Which what I always look back on is in that election, that the time that some lady asked McCain what she thought of Obama being a Muslim, and he's like, no, stop,
exactly,
fucking stop, okay,
I remember seeing that, and like that almost like that tripped me up, because I was just like, no, fuck that guy, and then all of a sudden he did that, I was like, fuck, he's got moral compass at least.
No, John McCain was the last like legitimate candidate that the GOP put out, and I disagree with most of his policy points.
Sure,
almost all of them.
But
he was at least
him as a person was at
right.
Least,
right. He was a good person who disagreed with me politically,
exactly.
Or who I disagreed with politically. But he's a fucking war hero, and
I mean,
like you can't not respect the guy. You can heartily disagree with a lot of his political policies and opinions.
That and like the kind of the snatch and grab, like him pulling Palin on, was just
yeah.
like that was like enough for me to be like,
But you know,
okay.
so people forget, especially like in the 2016 election, when a lot of Bernie supporters were pissed, rightly pissed.
Sure.
And they said, we're either voting for Trump or we're not voting now. We're not voting for Hillary.
Right.
And Hillary supporters got all up in arms and so pissed off. But there were a lot of people who felt that she got ripped off in 2008 and then decided they were going to vote for Palin and McCain over Obama.
Right. No, absolutely.
Because, for the same reason.
Like,
and so it's just a level of hypocrisy that people, shit now with the internet and how fast things move. 8 years is a lot of time. Like shit changes very quickly and people forget, I don't know. It just feels like more shit gets left by the wayside now. Like I feel like previous generations had maybe longer lasting memories from even from president to president, or 8 years is not a long time at all. But we forget so much over that span of time.
Yeah, I mean, like I can't even like I try to like I was talking to Jared, the guy who's putting on the Craigslist comedy show.
Yes.
We were sitting at a cafe the one day, and I just remember out loud, like I can't remember exactly what was going on. So much shit has happened during this presidency. And I just remember looking at him just like, I would just wish it was fucking boring again.
Yeah.
Like,
I wish I didn't care anymore.
Yeah, it's like, I literally, I looked at him and was like, I have talked more about this than I did when I was happy to vote.
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't want to go like every day and just be like, oh fuck, like that dude said that thing on Twitter. Like, it blows my fucking mind that I don't think you should have a fucking Twitter account.
No, I don't think. Yeah, anyone who's in any like official capacity probably should just stay the fuck off of social media.
Sit back.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, I mean, again, like, the age of fucking information. That's where we're at. Like,
right.
You know, like, you fucking want to question answered, fucking Google it. You might not get an accurate answer now, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's also the issue, which I tried to, years ago when sharing news stories became, like, a trend on social media.
Yeah.
And it's like, people would share this shit, and it's like, dude, just think about where you're getting that from. Like, anyone can put anything on the internet. Like, have you vetted these sources at all? Like, have you, or is it just like, oh yeah, but this website says that it's good. It's they like, also make money every time someone clicks on that on that article.
I get the like, I remember when I like before I even like was like old enough to vote, like I just remember like initially, like I was like one of the people that like initially like the whole like 9/11 inside job thing, like I was just like, oh, that's bullshit. Like,
yeah,
like that's not that.
Oh man, I got into it this weekend.
And then like somebody sat me down and showed me some fucking like I was just like, I don't know, but those are some decent points. And then like now I'm like like,
well, I think you get more jaded as you get older too, so it's like easier to believe that, like, okay, yeah, maybe the government did just like fuck some shit up to try to.
I absolutely like when Trump got elected, I was just like, well, there you go, guys. Like, this is the proof we need. Like, we didn't have a choice. Like, it's just, are you going to vote next term? Why? Like, I'm still going to vote.
Yeah,
but yeah, I just. It bums me out.
Yeah, politics sucks, man.
Yeah.
So back to what got us onto politics,
sure.
Is the misguided Facebook ad algorithm for the Wish app. That's what got us here.
Oh,
and the reason I brought it up is because I get some strange ones. A lot of sex toys. Not exactly sure why.
I get a lot of Adam and Eve ads.
Yeah. Not exactly sure why.
But they're not like, it's not like advertising for like one product or another. It's just for go to Adam and Eve's website. I'm just like,
Maybe later. Maybe later. I don't know.
It's like, is my phone like following me into porn shops that I walk into and not looking at the fact that I'm not buying anything when I walk? Maybe like a bowl for a friend or something.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You're going in for paraphernalia.
I'm going in for,
or
I'm like going in for incense and like just like laughing at everything.
Yeah. Do they have like condom scented? Like what are the
Condoms?
incense? Yeah, what are the incense that like flavors or scents that?
I mean,
you
they're
get
pretty normal. I've actually I've found more erotic incense at like corner stores.
It's like cum tree. I don't know. There was one. There's a market right down on the west side of Lancaster. It's called West End Market. Okay, creative.
And, yeah, real creative. But behind the counter, like they have like condoms and cigarettes and like Tylenol and
all the things you need for a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they had like incense and gloves and scrapers. Like it's just like it's real weird, like the things that they decided to protect back then.
What, like ice scrapers?
Yeah, an ice scraper. like ice scraper, a snow shovel. I'm just like, you're a corner store, you don't need to do this. But they have
maybe that's like their personal one though that they use to like.
No, there's multiple.
Oh, okay.
No, they only have tags on them, like they're for sale. But they have they had the incense there, and like it's all pretty normal, like tropic berry, like rainforest. And then there was one, and it was like a chick with an afro who's like naked but not.
Yeah.
And like very like greased down, and then like I think it's a white dude with her, so it's like already like interracial, but also like she's got a big tight fro from the 70s, and it's just called Groovy Sex, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
Like,
Groovy Sex.
We bought all of them. We were just like, that's hilarious, and it's cold outside, and y'all are gonna smoke a bunch of weed, and I don't want to smell like it, so yeah, we're gonna buy all these, and we're gonna see what it's about. A real big commitment to not knowing what Groovy Sex smelled like could have really backfired.
Right.
It's not too bad. It's
not too bad?
No, not too bad at all.
Smells like fucking Astroglide and patchouli. That's it.
It's just patchouli and coconut.
Yeah.
Oil. That's all it really is.
Yeah. But so the Weird Wish app, the weirdest wish ad that I've been getting, and it keeps popping up. Like I don't know why.
Okay.
But it's a woman, a young woman, fairly, we'll say flat chested, but not like in a bad way. Okay. She's wearing a tank top that just says, "I have no tits." And this is something they're trying to push on me, and obviously it's like the algorithm fucked up here because one, not a woman at all. Two, I got some nice tits, so. Where's the shirt that says "My tits are great"? I'll wear that one.
Maybe I might be going off other algorithms. Like, are you looking up a lot of self-help books?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Like, have you gotten to like the subtlety of not giving a fuck? Like, is that the one?
That's I
embrace your flaws.
Wear
it ironically.
I can't. Yeah, I have no tits.
Wear it upside down. Wear it on your legs. Those are pants now.
Be a weird. It'd be. It was a tank top, so that would be a weird. It'd be like a garter, like a full body garter belt. Like,
I'm not saying it'll work. I'm just saying. Make bad decisions. I don't know.
Make bad decisions.
Make bad decisions for the sake of a laugh.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing that for 5 years. So yeah, that's Wish. I don't know. Wish app listeners, hit up the Facebook comments or whatever, wherever you're listening to this or interacting with it. Tell me what some of your weird Wish app suggestions were.
And this podcast is brought to you by our new sponsor, Adam and Eve.
Yeah,
don't buy anything. Just go on there and look at stuff. Have a good laugh. Look for the fist.
I think every time you like every new user, every new purchase there, like every time you log in for the first time, they give you like 50% discount too. So
buy something. I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, just watch Comedy Central too. Like late night Comedy Central always Adam and Eve ads, and it's always like 30% off. Like use this code. It's like, all right, well, maybe I will. Adam and Eve. Do they have a like a sister site or a brother site for gay men called Adam and Steve. Do you think they do that?
Potentially. I don't know. That might be a little worn out.
Yeah. What about like for actually I've been on the website before. I don't need to act like I haven't been.
You've been on Adam and Steve?
Adam and Steve, yeah. Oh. It's a very small link up in the right hand corner of the banner of adamandeve.com, and it says, like Dick, click here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that should be like just like a bigger like I mean like why make it small? Like just
no, it was totally a bit. It's not a real thing.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe go to adamandeve.com and check it out. And Adam and Eve, please send me some money for fucking generating traffic for you. No, that's a weird, like when I was a kid, Comedy Central, it was always the Girls Gone Wild videos.
I remember that.
Late night. Like I'm impressed with how easy it was for 13, 14-year-old me to jerk off to fucking flash what are those like animations over tits, like
the censors.
Yeah.
No,
or it'd be like $9.99, like that over the tits. It's like, yeah, baby.
No, I think the weird, like like you have like a memory, like a sensory memory, like where you like smell something, and you like get nostalgic about something. Like, it's definitely like steel drums have like just like, oh no,
why am you're like half hard, just like, oh god.
that was the worst. Like my grandparents went on a cruise and they came back and like there was a song that I'm pretty sure was just the song
from the Girls
Gone
Wild.
I was just like, can you change this?
But we danced to this so much, it was so fun. You're like, fucking. This train is not leaving the station.
Oh, it's like it's. Well, I don't know. My grandma was kind of a crazy lady when she.
Was she on Granny's Gone Wild?
I hope not.
That's how she knows the song.
No, she was one of those old ladies that just like leopard print and big glasses and just constantly drinking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
She was fun.
Classic 60s grandma.
Yeah, classic. Yeah. Like just having a
old spinster.
Probably.
Yeah.
Just having a good old fucking time. And I just remember like because they lived here for a while and they retired down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which. Looking back on that, I'm really glad they died when they did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hey, so my grandfather died when I was 18. My grandmother passed away like 3 years after, I think.
Okay.
So I was like 21, and I went back down there, and I mean, like I don't know, like when you're not looking for something, you overlook a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah.
They lived in like this suburban neighborhood, like probably like 20 minutes from the beach.
Okay.
Like pretty far inland, but like was still like in like the hurricane range. Like
yeah. Any southern like coastal state is in hurricane range.
We're in hurricane range.
It's true.
We get hit by hurricanes sometimes, and it's fucking stupid. But the neighborhood she lived in, I remember like when we got a little bit older, like we were like in her, like I was in like I think I was like 16 and my brother was like 18 years old. Like the racism was so like it wasn't like I remember like my grandma was like, don't tell the neighbors that we're Irish. And I was like
really?
I was like, is it that? Like, why? And I was like, well, he doesn't like Catholics. And I was like, we're not Catholic.
Yeah.
So,
but all Irish people are.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was like, that was the type of racism that was down there. It was like very like
religious. It seems like religion based.
Well, no, we're going back to like immigrants coming into Ellis Island.
True.
Like,
true. Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
The Irish were hated back in the day.
The Irish were as hated as some people hate Mexican people.
Right, exactly. Anyone who wasn't a Brit from England was pretty much like shunned in America.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I find it weird that like I mean like I'm about to say some stereotypes, but like
no one listens to this. Don't worry.
But
you haven't even listened to it. So.
I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna hate my voice. But like you had like there's like I go to Thaddeus Stevens and I'm like shocked at how like racist like
yeah.
the kids
Especially
coming out,
because he's an abolitionist.
like kids coming out of high school are. And I just remember like I was in this conversation with somebody and they had said something about like Mexican people, like Mexican immigrants. So they were talking about like the wall, I think, but they just like got on like immigrants and they started talking about like Mexican immigrants in particular. And I was just like, I mean, like, all right, like we're gonna like have this conversation, like, what's your heritage? And he was like Irish. I was just like, all right, dude, like, like like the Irish went through the same thing,
right?
Like it's like and like really just look at it like back to back, like Catholic, like religious, huge families drinking problems, like what, like,
right? Yeah,
like it's the same shit. Like I have so like in high school, I feel like I have this white guilt that has been following me for a while because like now I only have friends that are like very much not straight white dudes.
Yeah.
Like I'm like close friends with like very different people.
Right.
Than what I am.
Again, Kyle is very woke.
No, I'm very white and I hate it.
You can have surgery to fix that now.
No, I can't. I have to ride this out. I have to ride it out.
That's what I always say, like, to that point with comedy, Audrey jokes about this a lot. She's like, yeah, I guess I probably got booked on this just because I'm a lesbian, and it's like, well, yes and yeah, sure, maybe. And she's like, but what she says is like, well, just let me have that one. And I'm like, so many straight white male comics like complain that it's like, oh, all you have to do is be a minority or gay or whatever, or a woman, and you get booked on a show for being that. It's like, yeah, but no, we also
fucking funny.
well, right? No, it does happen sometimes where it's just like, oh yeah, we need more diversity.
Sure, like
people get booked
but
because they're diverse
like
or whatever. But maybe as white men, it's our time to kind of suffer a little bit for something that's not our fault. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's all just coming back around, dude. Karma. Because we used to do some fucked up shit to people just because they weren't white.
Used to.
Well, right. No, it's less pervasive now than it was.
I feel like now it's, at least in like the climate of comedy, like what opinion has not been hit by a straight white dude?
Well, right. What opinion hasn't been hit in general? That's
sure.
That's the thing.
But I mean, I don't know, like Audrey threw the show Private Island.
Yes,
and it's like LGBTQ comedians, like queer comedians, and
she told me I could never be booked on that show. Like
sure,
she outright told me that.
No, and
it's not in like a mean way. We're talking about another Lancaster comic who's going to be on this podcast,
and she's also going to be on this show tonight.
Yes, she is going to be on the show tonight, and she's very funny, and she's been around for a while, and she's good at what she does, and I in no way mean to like disparage her or whatever. She's a great person. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
She is like I went to before I worked for her wife at a restaurant, and
who I hear is a real slave driver.
No, she's great. But we went out because me and Audrey I would always come to Audrey for like advice, or really just to hang out. Like me and Audrey are actually friends.
As opposed to me and Audrey, who are just
acquaintances. Yeah. No, but it's like I remember like we went out because Emily was trying to find she was like checking out other restaurants, trying to get ideas for like a drink list for the bar menu, and like I just remember me and Audrey are just sitting there like riffing ideas back and forth, and then like because they're just cute.
Right.
They're just cute around each other, and I just like sat there and just like they'd had like a really, really towny day.
Okay.
Like they were dressed up, and they had like gone to the Fulton Opera House.
Okay.
Like they had done like a bunch of shit that day, and they ended up out at the bar at Rockwood. I can't remember the name of it.
I've never actually been there. Never been to that whole complex.
It's meh. Not my scene, but it's cool.
Right.
I mean, it's like I have friends that own a music store up there. But yeah, other than that, I've never really gone there for anything else. I have friends that work at Tate Towers as well, and they're constantly up there. And I just Lidditz is just so far out of the way for me
for what? Yeah,
for what I'm going for.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just like, call me when you're in town.
Yeah, that's what I do a lot too. Even going over, like sometimes going to the lounge, which is at 1 mile from me. It's just like, nah, I don't feel like doing it.
I've ended up there on nights that I didn't want to be there.
Oh, me too. There, especially when I was living with my former roommate. We used to end up down there all like when they had DJs and shit like that. Just like, go out for drinks, and then it's like Saturday night at like midnight. Like, you want to go to the lounge? Yeah, sure. I am so surprised that she was able to get me to dance in public. To be honest, we've had our falling out and whatever, but it's I got to give her credit where credit's due. Somehow she convinced me to fucking dance, and that involves a lot of booze. That's all it really takes. It's just a lot of booze, and I'll start cutting rugs, dude.
No, that's how I was. No, I haven't danced in a while.
maybe we gotta get you back on the bottle, dude.
No, dude, no. Actually, no. The weird part is that I won't dance in appropriate places to dance.
Yeah, well, that's because everybody else, you think everybody's like, look at this fucking loser.
No, but the weird part about
that's how I feel anyway.
Like I know that that's like the feeling of my issue is a space. I'm a tall guy with a wide wingspan. Like
you threw elbows real good.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's just my elbows are at head level.
Yeah.
And I'm very aware of like how big I am, and I I've worked in restaurants so long that like I'll yell corner way before I hit the corner.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the wait staff only comes up to my chest.
Yeah. So, I still do behind.
Oh yeah.
Even like where I work.
Yeah, where you're just like walking around.
Walk behind someone, just like behind it.
Yeah.
Like
But I just think of myself saying sharp with the forklift. Beep beep, sharp, hot stuff coming through.
Sounds like some kind of weird disco song. Beep beep, sharp, hot stuff coming through. Beep beep.
No, what were we on with that? Audrey. Audrey's great. No,
yeah.
Audrey and Emily are like my cool.
Your aunts, your cool.
Aunts?
No,
they're just like my. Everybody at the restaurant calls Emily dad. I call Emily mom.
Okay.
And then everybody assumes I call Audrey dad, but really I just call her grandpa.
that's closer to
it's grandpa.
Yeah.
Have you we rode up to
So wait, now you're implying that she is Emily's father, which that's a weird incestuous insinuation.
Just don't read too far into it.
Listen, that's what I do. That's what I do on here.
I haven't worked.
I'm gonna make it weird, dude.
I haven't worked out logistics yet. But no, like Audrey has terrible peripheral vision.
Okay.
And at night when she's driving, it's like her vision gets worse.
Okay.
But like
I'll have to talk to her about this.
Cuz I'm really like poor at the moment. I can't drive to like Comedy Zone most days, most Thursdays. So I'll ask anybody if they're going up, and then like I'll try to carpool with them, like give them like $5 at least.
Yeah.
With Audrey, it's just, hey, I'm going to Comedy. Hey, you want to go to Comedy Zone? I was like, yeah, I'll drive. I should probably start paying her more. But like we were like driving to Comedy Zone, and she's like up on the wheel, like chin like above the steering wheel, squinting, trying to find the lines, and I'm like kind of leaned back in the seat, like kind of looking over, like, okay,
Grandpa.
Like, we've already like I've rode with her to like I rode with her to a show up in Williamsport, and I helped her not fucking T-bone a car that wasn't paying attention.
Nice.
I was mid conversation, just like, yeah, I don't know about, oh shit, and then she's just fucking like, I saw her head like pan over real fast. And, like, see what was going on. Fucking Jeep, fucking male Jeep.
So aside from you were in the music scene for a little bit too. Right? I mean, probably more than a little bit, actually.
I don't know. I used to be more involved.
Well, right. You used to play in bands and stuff like that.
Yeah, and just support. Like, even when I wasn't in bands, I was, like, going to shows and and just talking to people. Like, not really, like, networking. It's just, like, keeping up with folks.
Yeah. What style music bands did you play in? What style music bands did you play in?
For years, it was just metal. It started out with, like, kind of prog, groovy, like, polyrhythmic metal. And then more like dumbed down heavy stuff. Started a like deathcore band only to last for 5 months, and I literally did it as like kind of a joke.
Right.
Like I was over at a friend's house. They had a guitar. We wrote a song by accident, like because we were listening to a lot of like Die Artist Murder and the Acacia Strain and like Suicide Silence, but like the earlier stuff, and then like getting into like Slayer, and like listening to like all those bands, and like not so much Slayer, but like all the other bands have like kind of dumbed it down to a formula that is easily repeatable.
Right.
And a lot of bands already do it. So we had noticed that there weren't really that many like deathcore bands out of Lancaster. It was all like everybody was trying to be like a Prodigy and like push themselves, or they were trying to do something weird. Yeah,
or well, I don't know, was grindcore like big at that point?
Grindcore was out. This is like, I mean, probably
because I know that was
2014, maybe 2015.
Okay. See, I'm thinking back to when I was like younger.
Yeah, like 06 was like deathcore, grindcore, like all the scene bands were
right.
Like,
okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because even younger than that, like I remember when that started to become like the scene in central Pennsylvania.
Right.
Because I was really into kind of like post-hardcore, punk indie even type stuff. And then those bands would always be on, like my brother used to put together shows in Lebanon and fire halls and shit like that. And
the one thing that nobody does anymore.
Yeah, we've talked about that. But yeah,
like, we should just start booking shows out of just comedy shows out of fire halls.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know where like fire halls are in fucking Lancaster though. That's the thing.
I mean, there's fire companies everywhere. I mean, let me just get some like kick-ass chicken corn soup or
that's
all I remember from fire shows. Is just like, oh, like we're gonna go down and like beat the shit out of each other. I was like, I just really want some chicken corn soup.
Yeah. But yeah, like I would be going to see these bands that are like post-hardcore emo like punk type bands, and then it like. There'd always be like two fucking hardcore grindcore bands that are where people are like hitting each other with fucking metal chairs and shit while the band before kids were like just bopping, you know, it's like what the fuck, it was such a weird scene, but it was like it was one of those things where people were all like, yeah, well, we're part of it, like I don't like that music, but you guys go have fun, and then when my band comes on, we'll go. You don't fucking punch us in the face, you know?
Yeah, we had like when I was in a math metal band at a time that it wasn't really a popular thing to do. It was like after like the grindcore thing happened, and like people weren't really doing it here anymore,
right?
So like math metal and grindcore can kind of be confused because. Like math metal, there's like an actual like there's like a sequence to everything. It's chaotic.
Yeah. Oh, I love math rock. Like
right. But math metal or like mathcore is like literally like just syncopated grindcore that like you can actually record.
Yeah.
like you can actually kind of fuck up.
Yeah.
Like but it's all about just staying on the count. Like, you know, you just pick a sequence of numbers and like.
Right.
Like when it gets to the grindy part, you're just like 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 like, and it just like it has no actual rhythm or pattern. It's just chaos.
Yeah.
And then like you know you implement that math into like other parts, like so you get like more of a math rock feel.
Yeah.
But I was in this band that was already an established band. I think for like 2 or 3 years before I joined up, and the bass player. Had a kid and freaked out and was like, I'm quitting, and they were just like, we need a bass player, and we're just like, I don't play bass. It was like, you play guitar? Like, yep. It's like, that's probably gonna work out better.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. Then they showed me the guitar parts. I was like, I'm really glad I'm not playing guitar in this band.
Yeah.
This is way too much. But yeah, it was. I hung out with them, learned like 3 songs like way faster than they realized. They were prepared to take like 5 months off.
Yeah.
So like,
and then
we're
you were
gonna
like,
get this guy on board, and then I was just like, I've heard your songs enough, and then they're just like, what? And I was like, yeah, I've come to like 5 of your shows. I really enjoy this. But it was a really weird concept. Like everybody was, so it was supposed to be everybody was like dressed up nice, like a jazz band.
Okay.
Quickly turned into looked like everybody was a disgruntled like office worker. So we just went with that for a while.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like it's like fuck the hard sole shoes. Everybody just wear like Vans and Chuck Taylors. Like, and we were like I know I wore it. I had like 2 different outfits I would wear, and they were never washed. They were just terrible by the time I was done with the band. But yeah, it was like math metal meets like other just straight up like we had like a song that started off like a country song.
Okay. I've seen a band kind of like that.
Yeah.
Recently, I forget what they're called, but the guy, they like set up a pulpit with like like he's running for president, like
Yeah.
the lead singer.
Yeah.
And they do all kinds of crazy gimmicky stuff too. But it's like pretty heavy, like kind of mathy a little bit. But what I remember is I forget what they were fucking. I saw him play with Green Jello and my friends in Philly.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. So what I remember from this band is like they'd be doing like some crazy heavy breakdown, and then it would just stop, and he would give like a political speech, like a campaign speech, and then they'd go and he'd have like silly political lyrics to like another really heavy song. And at one point, he had he had a leaf blower that was modified to look like a dick.
Okay.
And they put a roll of toilet paper behind it, so he was just shooting toilet paper out of his dick onto the crowd. Like it was amazing. It was great. It was such a fun show. But like I forget what they were called, but it sounds kind of like that.
I mean, we were a little less gimmicky as far as like what we would do. Like the gimmick that we had was like wearing what we were wearing, and our vocalist would not move unless he was screaming.
Oh, okay.
He was very statuesque. It was funny because he was going for stoic. Yeah, looked like a fucking maniac. Like, and it was funny because like the first couple shows I had seen him. I don't think he did it on purpose, but he would have like long sleeve shirts on, like long sleeve button downs on, and then midway through the set he would roll them up. Well, like he was fucking covered. Like he had 2 full sleeves all the way down to his fingertips.
Okay.
And he used to be in the Marines. So like the hand that he would hold the microphone with, there was a big USMC like Marine Corps tattoo like right down his forearm.
Yeah.
And so like he's standing there and then he's screaming, and like all the pictures that we got back, it was just like like this, and he would stick his tongue out. It's so far. Like I remember like I was in a band with I was in a band with the vocalist of a band that he used to be in. I was in literally the band he was in, but we had done like different music.
Okay.
But it was literally like every member I was a part of this band with. Like I was just like, so I would like leave the one practice, and they would just like, they were all friends, so they would just like fuck around and just be like, hopefully like lose his tongue this time, like, or like they would just like bust each other's balls all the time. But it was fun to see the dynamic of just like one band, like the math metal band was like trying to do something.
Yeah.
And when it got to be about a year that I was a part of the band, the drummer enlisted in the Marines.
Okay.
Weird. And so we were like deciding to like kind of wind things down. And then so I was in this band that was like trying to be serious, but I could like see kind of where it was going. It was just like, right. Last. And then I was in this other band that was not serious at all, like super fun, but I was also like getting sober. And they were just like partying so hard.
Yeah.
Like I remember I showed up. I decided I was quitting drinking, and I showed up, and they had all like our ritual was before getting to the practice space, we stopped at a carryout. And I showed up and they were like, "Oh, you forgot your beers. Well, like, here's one." I was like, "No, guys, I'm done." And they were just like, "Done what?" I was like, I'm not going to drink anymore." And they're like, "Yeah, right." And then like we went out to courtside later because like I don't know what it was about when I quit. Like I just didn't want to stop the things that I was doing.
Yeah.
I just needed to stop drinking. So
Right,
I was So I was in a bar the same week I quit.
Yeah.
So we're at courtside. I'm just like, I'm okay. Like I wasn't like I was like had made like the decision. I was like, I'm not gonna drink anymore. Like that's it. Like I'm just done. Like I blacked out and drove home, and like that was kind of it. Like it was just like already like ticking off things off the list of like what are things that you'd be really ashamed of doing. And it was just like it hit like blackout, drive home, and like convince everybody that I was okay.
Right.
And I was just like, that's scary. Let's stop. And like had a conversation with a friend, and they're just like, "You see me last night?" I'm like, did I see you last night? And they're just like, yeah. I was like, what do you want to talk to me about? I was like, I think I need to stop drinking. She was like, no, you should stop drinking. I was like, oh shit, okay. That's the flash notes of my sobriety.
Yeah. I mean, you've been sober for what?
8 years.
Yeah, that's
well. I haven't had a drink in 8 years. I still occasionally smoke weed, but it's not like a.
Well, and see, I hate the
I am sober like 95% of the time.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes I'm one of the people that believes like, all things in moderation. But if you can't moderate
exactly,
yourself,
If you can't control yourself with something, you need to stop.
Yeah. So
that's the thing with like weed is like I don't particularly enjoy it all that much.
Okay.
I only enjoy it in certain situations.
Yeah.
Like if you're at the fucking beach, go get stoned. Like
hang out, listen to the waves crash.
Yeah. Like go out.
Or you can be like me, and I went to the beach with my family. Shit, that was like right the year I graduated high school. It was that summer, and I went to the beach with the family, and my brother and one of his friends from college drove all the way down and hung out for a couple days.
Yeah.
So of course we found a head shop. I bought a bong. We spent all being real sneaky, thinking, our parents don't know that smell. Like there's like a screen porch that like looked out at the beach, and then behind the on the back end of the house there was like it was technically a carport, but we didn't park any of the cars in there, so we just used that as like our smoke station, but it was right under the porch where our parents were sitting. So it was just like that naivety of being fucking 18 and what they were like 20. They had just like turned 21, but like
I think it's funny because like my mom could always catch when I was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So like the first time I ever drank, I was like 17 years old. She immediately caught me, but I think she was so like proud of herself that she caught me drinking that she would try to catch me like smoking.
Yeah,
and like I remember like one time I went over to a friend's house. They were Cambodian. They were Buddhist.
Okay.
So they had like incense.
Yeah.
So I don't know my mom's history with weed.
Yeah.
Because she's a nurse and was her dad was a cop, so I assumed like none.
Okay. Yeah.
And so she smelled incense and immediately like linked that to weed, and she was just like, "You're stoned." I'm like, I was over at Sakan's. We were breakdancing. Like, I don't know.
Okay, so you're very stoned.
I was like, we weren't even watching anime or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, but that whole later in that weekend, in that week on vacation with my family at the beach, I ripped that bong hard by myself at night, and I went up and I was like, oh, it's gonna be so peaceful to like sit on the porch and like watch it was like a full moon, like just look at the ocean. It's gonna be beautiful. So I went and did that, and the entire time I could not stop. Like, technically, I guess it's hallucinating, but like because of the way like the color of the night sky with the full moon and then the horizon and the water leading up to the beach, it just looked like a tidal wave was coming like the whole time. So I'm like sitting there trying to relax, and I look at it, I'm like, okay, no, it's normal. It's normal. Like, oh God, it's because like I used to have recurring dreams every time we went to the beach for vacation. I had this recurring dream of me we used to go with like 2 other families too, like
Yeah.
just, and you know, we all the kids were within a couple years of each other. So it was always like I was always a little kid in the dream, and it started when I was like really young too. And I'd be watching all of the older kids like jumping into these like giant like 10-foot waves that were just like pounding on the beach, and they're just like diving into them, having a good time, and I'm like, I don't know about this, guys. And then there would be a giant one that comes, and then for until I would wake up from this dream, I'm just trying to run up like a giant sand dune as water's like rushing up behind me. There's like sea creatures like coming out of the water, like octopus and everything. Yeah. That I'd have that dream every night before we got up to leave for the beach. Like that was the recurring dream, and I never had it while I was at the beach.
Yeah.
Like that was never an issue. It was just right before we left for vacation. Like I have a lot of recurring dreams from childhood that are kind of weird, and I don't really understand. You know, I'm not into necessarily the classical like Freudian dream interpretation, but I do think like, you know, your dreams are an amalgam of your thoughts and your subconscious desire, and maybe not even desires and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna go out on the limb to say that like that means I want to like kill my dad and fuck my mom, you know, because I'm running from a tidal wave.
Do you want to kill your dad and fuck your mom?
No.
Okay, good.
No, not at all.
Good.
Though I have hooked up with a girl who kind of looked like my mom, but
weird.
it is weird.
No, I only ever had one reoccurring dream, and it was fucking weird. It was it's still like when I have it, it's still in the same spot. It's my elementary school playground.
Okay.
And I'm flying a kite, and the kite pulls me into the fucking air.
Nice.
And then I get like the string shortens, then I'm like literally holding on to the kite, which is like grown into like a hang glider.
Yeah.
And then I fucking crash. Like that's like I don't like it's gotten to the point where like I don't even get scared about it anymore. It's become a lucid dream where I'm just like, oh, this one again.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you ever try to control it?
No, it's not like it's not.
You're just aware that you're dreaming.
Yeah, it's not a lucid dream where I can like control it. I did have wild lucid dreams when I tried to quit smoking using the patch.
I have a friend who used to. He still smoked, but he would just put a patch on before he went to bed so he could have like crazy lucid dreams.
Fucking crazy.
A former friend, I should say, because that guy actually turned out to be quite an untrustworthy character. We'll put it that way.
Hey, you know, like you keep some wild cards in for a while, as
Yeah.
long as you can. All right.
Like, he was what we used to call him the Thursday friend, because he got paid on Thursdays, so he would come. He would have money to throw to smoke weed. Like that's the only reason he would come hang out with us.
Yeah, I mean, like when I quit drinking, I lost a lot of like drinking buddies that I thought were like friends.
Yeah.
Like, now, granted, like when I used to drink, I was never like a chill drinker. It was always like, we are going to drink and something's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get in trouble. Yeah, or we're gonna cause some mischief of some sort.
It's not even that as much. It was just like, we're just gonna have an adventure. Like that's what's gonna happen. Like we're gonna end up in like 5 people's apartments for no reason. Like that we've met tonight. And some of them are gonna be weird.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in a group of at least 3, so we're gonna be fine. Which I'm like, I feel like I'm not a. I feel like now I'm a better person to have in an emergency situation, but back then
you would have been the worst.
Yeah, I think it would just been like, you're gonna escalate things and then you're gonna run. Like, like, it's like I'm not like I don't like start shit, but like I don't like I know when I used to drink I didn't have like I have it still, but I think it's just like it was amplified when I used to drink. It's just like the first thing that comes to your head, and sometimes it's just like so blunt.
Yeah,
it's rude.
Okay, yeah.
And you look like an asshole, but like everybody who knows you is like, he's really not an asshole.
Yeah.
And what he said isn't not true.
Yeah.
Like, but it was always like I remember like the one night me and a couple of friends went out to the lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And we're dancing, and this girl that we all knew, like, she was just like somebody who was always at shows all the time. We run into her pretty much every weekend.
Yeah.
Started trying to dance with me, and I was just dancing by myself. This is, again, back when I used to dance. And the lounge was the last place that we always used to hit. And
we might. Well, no, because I was gonna say we might have run into each other, but this my
dude,
adventures.
I wouldn't have remembered anything.
Yeah, well, my adventures were more recent than yours.
So yeah, it was. I remember, like, we're standing there dancing. Like, I'm dancing. My friend's, like, off to the side. He's dancing. Some girl starts dancing with him. And, like, he keeps checking over on me because, like, I'm into, like, I would, like, so, like, I would always drink somewhere else, get to the lounge, start beer or a Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
And then the second drink would always be a Jack and Coke, no ice. And then it would just be
Jack.
Whatever your, like, well whiskey is in a cup, no ice. I don't care if it's piss warm. That's normally where they would stop serving me, but some nights, like, you can kind of trick the bartenders.
Yeah. They're like, look, you don't even seem drunk. You just seem like you don't like yourself. So we're not going to give you that shitty drink you just ordered.
No, but it was like, so I was like, well past that point. We're just dancing.
Yeah.
And this girl that we all knew came up and started trying to dance with me. And, like, I was just totally fine by myself.
Right.
Like, I was so fucking drunk. And I don't know how much she had to drink, but she was, like, off rhythm and, like, a little sloppy. I was probably extremely sloppy and just didn't notice it.
You're just fucking nailing Michael Jackson kicks all night. Just
I just, like, putting my hand on the ceiling because the ceiling of the place isn't that tall. But yeah, we're, like, dancing, and, like, I'm starting to get, like, messed up because, like, she's, like, bumping into me.
Yeah.
And, like, trying to dance up on me, and, like, I just turned to Adam, my friend Adam, and I'm just like, Adam, help. And he goes, what? And as soon as, like, he asked me what, the music stopped. Like, they just did, like, a music break, and I was like, this bitch ain't got no rhythm. And, like, and I yelled it.
That's probably one of my favorite moments of that happening.
Yeah. And I yelled it, and she heard it, and she just, like, just stood up as straight as possible, looked back, looked pissed, and stormed off. And I was just like, I just shrugged my shoulders and just kept dancing. And my friend was just like, I don't know whether I like that or not. Like, he was like, it was amazing, but I don't know if you're an asshole or not. I was like, that's an asshole move
for sure.
But again, like, also not true, like,
not entirely false.
Yeah, but like, that will still happen every now and then.
Yeah,
I forget why we even got to this point.
I don't know, man, but hey, we made it to an hour 12 so far. So I don't. Do you have to? What time do you want to head out to get there for the show?
I don't got to be there until like 7:15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got to be there at 7:15, so I hang out for a bit.
All right, cool. Well, let's take a pause and we'll I don't know, have a smoke break or something.
Cool.
All right, we're back, and we both kind of agreed to just wrap this up. we took a smoke break, and then we were like, wait, what were we even talking about? So we're gonna wrap this one up. Give me a chance to take a shower. Give Kyle a chance to get over to the Lizard Lounge in time for his show tonight. Thanks for coming to hang out, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for all the compliments on the house. That's actually my favorite part of having people over. That's not usually caught on mic, but everyone's like,
that's a real weird flex to start a podcast.
Yeah, just to get people to compliment my house.
Just come over, just like, oh wow, but you live here.
Yeah, exactly. you like I said, you're not the first person who said that.
Yeah.
But not like I've been here for 2 years, like I said, a little over 2 years, and I never had like a housewarming party or anything. Because right when I moved in, it was like I closed on this house, and then the next day I flew out to California for a week. So I gave my dad the key. He changed the locks and then started ripping apart the bathroom. So the bathroom would be done by the time not by the time I got back, but so it would be done in time for me to like move in and not pay rent and the mortgage in the next month and everything like that. So, from the minute I moved in until maybe maybe 8 months ago, if that. Like, this was just in constant chaos. Like, I was just living in a renovation. Like I said, for the first year, I had wicker patio furniture in my living room. That was at a little cafe table and 2 chairs, and that was my living room furniture. So
just living the French lifestyle.
Yeah,
for some reason.
Yep. I mean, wicker is very classy.
It is
Very, very classy.
Until you fall through it.
Yeah, or until you sit on it with no shirt and no like no padding on it. Yeah,
like getting a hit in the back with a kendo stick.
Yeah. But yeah, this was fun. I'm glad you were able to stop over, and we're gonna go have fun at your show tonight. So. Yeah. This has been Human Interaction. I'm your host, Andrew Hambone Hambleton. That's my guest, Kyle Shahan. I hope you'll come back next time.
It's a kind shame, never crying man. Hide you out of my I can. Don't say you know how. Pretend you like to read. You turn all the pages. The cover's all you need. Yeah. I can see how bad your words were separate. If I fight with you, will you fuck with me? I hate your stupid face and your attitude. I hate my body and it hates me too. Now you tied me up and you ran from me. I begged for you to stay. You wouldn't obey me. Separate. If I fight with you, will you fuck with me? I hate your stupid face